Hello and welcome to this video on how to use double helix lessons from CSIRO. Today I'll be giving you an overview of the Markbook, which is a great way to see how your whole class is performing overall. So the first thing we'll do is go to our top menu here and click on Markbook. And this is where you can see on the top here all of the lessons in the first unit, Earth and Space Sciences, and on the left, all of our students in our class. So we can instantly see that our students have only partially completed the first 3 lessons in this unit, and in some cases, they have handed in assessments. The assessments are marked as orange along the top here, so what a disaster and what do you know are both assessed lessons with marks attached to them. And some of our students have already submitted their results, and some of their students are still working. They've started the lesson, but they haven't completed it yet. So you can go in to see individual student results if you like. I went through some tips on how to leave feedback and see individual student results in another video, so I won't go into this in this video today. But perhaps what we're more interested in looking at today is how the overall class is performing. Now, just to make things easier visually, I'm going to switch this view from everything to assessments only, because there are quite a lot of lessons. So now that I've done that, I'll only see the 3 assessed lessons in this particular unit. Great, that's a bit easier on the eye, isn't it? So if I click on one of these graphs at the top, as you can see, they are class insights graphs. I'm going to click on this one because this has the most submissions, so it'll give me the best idea of where my students are at. Now, over on the left here, I can first of all switch between my 2 classes. I've actually got 2 classes set up. So I've got a class called Students and I've got a class called CSIRO class. So I can easily switch between those 2. But for the moment, I actually just want to look at my first class's results. And I can see that everyone has fortunately started this assessment. Good job. 5 students are still working on it, and I can see which of those 5 students they are. And 6 students have already submitted their work, and I can see who those 6 students are as well. And over on the right, I've got a bit of a question analysis. So here are all the questions within this particular assessment, which is called What Do You Know? And I can instantly see with color coding how many students got the question wrong and how many students got it right. So for example, in this very first one here, around half the students got the question wrong and half the students got the question right. Now this was a multiple choice question, so I can see here this first answer was correct, and I can see the 6 students who answered with this answer, who ticked that box. But a couple of my students ticked the incorrect box. Charles Darwin and Nikola Tesla got that question wrong. And fortunately, everyone had a go. No one ticked I am not sure, which is good. The great thing about the color coding is that, of course, it also allows me to instantly see whether perhaps there were questions where the whole class struggled. So, for example, in question 2, this whole bar is actually red, which means perhaps this is a question that I should go back over with my whole class, just to make sure that they understand what natural disasters can be caused by. Again, this was a multiple choice, so students were asked to answer as many answers as were relevant to the question, but there was only one that they actually got right. I can also, of course, on the positive side, see where my class excelled. So for example, on question 4, everyone got that question right. Well done, class. Fantastic. Well, now that I've gone through the Markbook results, I can see how my class performed, whether they need help with certain areas, or whether it's time for us to move on to another unit and to some more exciting or difficult content. If you want to know more about how to give individual students feedback, watch the video on giving students feedback. And for other tips and tricks and other information about double helix lessons, do have a look at some of the other videos available. Thank you.